This video is about using the discriminant and evaluating using a calculator. So evaluate the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac for the given value. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute the values they give us into the expression. So for a, we're going to put in 7. For b, we're going to put in -8. And for c, we're going to put in 1. So when I rewrite this equation with substituting my values, I should have parenthesis -8 squared minus 4 parenthesis 7 parenthesis 1. Then all you're going to do is order of operations in order to solve, or use a calculator. So I'm going to show you both ways. So first, doing order of operations, we have an exponent, so -8 squared is 64. 4 times 7 is 28. Times 1, so we get 28 again. So then we're going to do 64 minus 28, and we get 36. Now, if we wanted to just use a calculator right away, the thing we have to be careful about is using parentheses. So I would have parentheses -8 squared minus 4 parentheses 7 parentheses 1, and I should get the same answer, which is 36. Number 2, again, we're going to substitute our values in. So we have b squared, so 5 squared minus 4 times -12 times 2, which in this case gets us 25 plus 48 times 2, 25 plus 96. So when I add 25 plus 96, I get 121. If I was to substitute in my calculator, parenthesis 5 squared minus 4 parenthesis -12 parenthesis 2, and I get the same answer. Number 3, again, we're going to substitute. So it's b squared, so -6 squared minus 4ac, so minus 4 times -3 times -3, because those are our a and c values. So when I do order of operations and I square -6, I get 36. Remember, a negative number squared is always positive. -4 times -3 is 12. I still have to multiply that again by -3, so I get 36 minus 36, which is 0. If I substitute that into my calculator, -6 squared minus 4, parenthesis -3, parenthesis -3, and we get 0. Number 4, when I substitute in, I have b squared, so 5 squared minus 4ac, so minus 4 times 7 times 6. 5 squared is 25. 4 times 7 is -28 times 6, so 28 times 6. We get 25 minus 168, which gets us -143. If I was to put that in the calculator, parenthesis 5 squared minus 4 parenthesis 7 parenthesis 6, and I get the same answer. The other part of this video that we're going to talk about is evaluating the radical expression, and we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So when we evaluate the radical expression, we're going to split this into two parts because there's a plus and a minus sign. So there's actually two answers from this. We get 3 plus the square root of 8 divided by 5, and 3 minus the square root of 8 divided by 5. When we use our calculator, what we're going to do first is we're going to enter the numerator and hit enter, and then divide by our denominator. So in my calculator, I would have 3 plus the square root's above the squared key, so we have to hit second and the squared key, 8, enter. That gets us a decimal, and then we divide by 5, and we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So the nearest hundredth is 2 decimal places, and I have to look at the third number to tell me if I round up or stay the same. Because it's a 5, I'm going to round up, so this rounds to 1.77. And then I'm going to do that again with my calculator, but this time I'm going to subtract the square root. So 3 minus the square root of 8, enter, divide by 5, and that gets me 0.03. Number 6, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to split it again. So 4 plus the square root of 25 over 3, and 4 minus the square root of 25 over 3. So in the calculator, first I'm going to type negative 4 plus the square root of 25 and divide by 3, and I get 0.33. And the second time I'm going to do negative 4 minus the square root of 25 divided by 3, and I get negative 3. Now, 7 and 8 are special cases, because if I take the square root of 0, it's 0. So no matter if I subtract or add 0, I'm going to get the same answer. So I'm just going to show you on the calculator, but then we should know if it's a square root of 0, we only have to do this once. Because I have 5 plus the square root of 0 over negative 7, and 5 minus the square root of 0 over negative 7. So we have 5 plus second square root of 0 divided by negative 7 was negative 0.71. And when I do that again, 5 minus the square root of 0 divided by negative 7, I get the same answer. So anytime there's a square root of 0, there's only going to be one answer, because when you do it both times, you get the same answer. Now, if there's a negative in the square root, remember we can't take the square root of a negative number. So anytime that there's a square root of a negative number, we don't even need to put it in the calculator. We just know that it's undefined.